As of late, I've been looking up the source materials for famous films. One that greatly intrigued me was the play 12 Angry Men by Reginald Rose. If you are unfamiliar with this tale, it is about a jury who decides the fate of a boy who is accused of killing his father. The reader does not get a direct description of the goings on of the court, but is immediately introduced to the prime players as they enter the discussion room. Something that I quite liked is that none of the jury members are named. The play emphasizes greatly that these 12 men are just ordinary, everyday people who have been gathered together to decide on a matter that could lead to the death of a person. As the play unravels, the reader gets to learn about the jurors. Despite being unnamed, they each have their own unique characteristics. There are those who are passionate about the case, while there are others who just want to get it over with and will decide on the vote that ends the hearing quicker. One of the jurors, for instance, has tickets to a baseball game and wants to get the ball rolling so that he can make it. The play does a great job at showing how people can view a serious matter as a mere inconvenience. Whether they are passionate or not, almost all of them vote guilty at first. It appears that the gathering will be very brief until one of them votes not guilty. This starts a debate that gets very intense in parts. Being that the entirety of the play takes place in one singular room, there is a sense of claustrophobia that grows more unbearable as the men get more angry. The rest of the play is essentially arguments on whether an alleged murderer should die. There's a great contrast in the middle portion of the play from the beginning, when everyone is getting settled in and the tension continues until the very end. The narrative also covers issues regarding race. Because the accused isn't white, many members of the jury are quick to point out that his race alone should be proof enough that he committed the crime. Being written and performed in the 1950s, when segregation was seen as normal, this play is a great example showing the prejudices of white Americans who had little to no exposure to other races and, due to this, had ideas about them based on stereotypes that veered far from reality. While reading, I was even more intrigued by this element as it showed the bias of many of the jurors. The play is a window into 1950s America and how, despite being a global power, it still had its fair share of blemishes. Overall, this is an engaging play and it utilizes its singular setting well. While the jurors don't get names, this allows them to start as insignificant but grow more important as the arguments swell. At the time of writing for this review, I haven't seen any of the adaptations, but I look forward to seeing what the power of cinema can add to the simultaneously engaging and enraging work.